Good morning, YouTube. How everyone doing? It's Pete here, just out on the Himalayan. It's, what is it today? It's Tuesday morning. Off to the breakfast club, meet up with some fellas, all interested in bikers, all bikers, but they tend to go in a car, meet up for breakfast somewhere. We have a natter, put the worlds to rights, bit like last of the summer wine, actually, to be honest with you, and probably the age is about the same as well. So yeah, it's we're going over to a place called Natter today for a cafe, because our usual cafe is they're away on holiday this week, so I'm just heading out into clay country now on the Royal Enfield Himalayan. I've repaired the front tyre, so it's a bit of a run out for the bike as well. Make sure it's all okay before I've got a couple of longer trips planned coming up over the next month or so, so I want to make sure everything's okay. I also done head bearings on it as well, which was an easy job, funny enough. I was a bit concerned about doing it. I'd been putting it off to check them, and mine were all okay. And to be honest, they've got SKF bearings in, although they says they're made in India, which I guess were installed when the bike was built. SKF are a good factory and a good company, so will make good bearings anyway, as far as I'm aware, so I can't see why the Indian ones would be much different to anywhere else. It's a bit of an awkward turn in here. I've got to sort of double back on myself. So yeah, I'm just coming out the back of St Austell now, just heading up into a place called Ruddlemore, and then we're going to head out over the Alps, they call it, the Cornish Alps. Basically all man-made, where they've from clay extraction for the China clay industry. Just up on the left-hand side here, if you're ever coming down to Cornwall, there's a place called Will Martin. Got a museum there, and it's actually a working clay pit over the other side. So you can go, there's a viewing platform, you can go and watch that, and it's quite interesting. Got a lovely tea room as well, and a good museum. It's a good place to visit, actually. Quite cheap, it's quite interactive as well, so the kids would like it. So if you're ever down this part of the world and it's a rainy day and you want somewhere where it's not too expensive, unlike the Eden project and other places, yeah, I'd pop there and have a look. It's just up here on the left hand side. Some nice walks around here, actually. There's the clay trails, which I sometimes mountain bike over. So there's Will Martin on the left hand side there, clay works, quite interesting. That thing there on the left is called a monitor, and it's not named after that snake monitor, I think it is. It's what they used to wash the clay off the hillsides where they dug it out, and the clay had washed down, then they take it and dry it and they process it and make it into China clay. I'm still learning about it, to be honest, so I'm no expert by far. So we just come out of a place called Ruddlemore, just up here, and we turn left up here. I'm going to a place called Natter today, and there's a little industrial estate there, and there's a tea room and stuff like that there. Well, not tea room, a cafe. Oh, I nearly missed returning then. This is the Saul's Arm. So now we're going into like a lot of clay pits up here, up this, you can see in front of me. Lots of clay workings. So you've got to be a bit careful up here, because lots of big trucks about and stuff like that. So, as we see. These are actually up, when you get a little bit further up here, it's a bit strange because they're actually private roads. So, I guess technically there's no speed limit on these. I don't know, it's a bit weird. Although they're maintained by the council and stuff now, I presume they've been brought back in, but they're all built by the clay pits and stuff like that for moving plant across. So you can see on the left and right here we've got a crossing for one of the clay works. I like it out, it's quite wild. It's a lot of it's been left to go back to nature, although it is man-made. This is puncher country, isn't it? Puncher country with a digger. That's all I need. Just after I've had one puncher, I'll probably go and get another one now. hopefully not. So the old Himalayan is doing well. Himalayan, I've not had too many problems. I'll give it a clean and keep it running. I've got a few trips planned coming up over the next month or so, hopefully a couple of camping trips. So we're going to go, we'll go this way because Nampian's 4 miles up. I can't be too long. As you can see, there's lots of hills and that round there. They're not natural, they're all man-made, where the clay's been stuck, piled up over the years. And it's become, and left to go back to nature. Lovely day again, very humid today, very warm. So I mean, it's early at the moment, it's just after 9 o'clock in the mornings, but it's still warm. I popped to a bike night last night, local one to me. I was going to do some filming, but it was just so hot, it was so uncomfortable. I didn't stay long, to be honest. I had a cup of tea and a cold drink, and then I came home because it was just too hot. You can see the clay on the roads around it. It's a bit hazy today, looking over there towards the north coast of Cornwall. So it's a bit hazy today. Be nice to get some rain, I think. Be lovely to get a bit of drop of rain. I do need rain on my garden. Although some things are doing well and other things are not doing so well. So depends what they are. My onions look good. I just need to make sure I'll keep a bit of water on them, to be honest with you. Not over water. It seems to be doing the onions good anyway. They seem to be doing alright. They're building a new bypass here, so it's a little bit road worky sort of thing, so it's not the best. And looking over there, you can see the Roach Castle. Oh. So anybody who's been down in Cornwall on holiday, and for locals as well, it's been absolutely glorious really the last month or so. To be honest, very dry and warm, unusually warm for this time of year. It's normally the wet season. Be interesting to know other Himalayan owners actually, and if you have tube tyres, do you repair them or do you just replace the inner tube? Seems a bit, I mean, they're quite expensive, the inner tubes, so I've repaired mine and hopefully it'll be alright. I mean, there's no reason why it shouldn't be alright if it's been repaired properly, I guess. Nathan the postman made a comment on one of my posts on the Himalayan site about putting tyre weld in if you get a puncture, so I might get some of that tyre weld when I'm out and about, so I can, if I do get a puncture, I can sort it out. I mean, I limped home the other day. I've got a pump in the back, so I've got like a little hand cycle pump, and I was able to pump the tyre up and sort of keep it enough pressure in it to basically limp the bike home. I mean, I was only doing like 10 or 20 miles an hour, so yeah, I mean, I was limping the bike home, quite literally. So all these little villages out here, Roach, Whitemoor, Nampeen, are all in clay country. And always, when I first moved down here, a lot of them always reminded me of little villages, mining villages in the north of England. Lots of small terraced houses and stuff like that. A little bit, how can I put it? A little bit run down now, a lot of them, where they've been, obviously they were, you know, thriving places, but a lot of the places are closed down like they have in the north of England. And there's not much else left in the town, so we're coming into a place called Whitemoor. I nearly bought a house here actually. There's a chopper place there on the left, Southwest Choppers. Don't know much about them, but there you go. There's Southwest Choppers. Yeah, I nearly bought a house in Whitemoor. Some lovely places on the edges of these villages, really are. And the property down here in these villages and places like that seem to be quite a lot cheaper than obviously down towards the coast. So you can actually find some really nice cottages and stuff and places on the edges of these villages, and normal houses, you know, terraced houses, quite good price actually. Trouble is, you've got to travel for work and stuff like that if you want to work into the bigger, larger towns. For sale, budgies, £20. You don't see budgies about so much now. Everybody used to have, all the older people used to have budgies when I was younger. Everyone had budgies. You don't really see them so much now. So if you look over in front, a lot of that is man-made, where the old clay trails are, and it's obviously been left to go back to nature. And there's some lovely trails. I mean, a lot of it you can't get access to with a motorcycle. Not legally anyway, but I mean, they are some cracking trails. A lot of them you can walk on or mountain bike on. Nice bike there. I didn't see what it was. Suzuki, I think. Hell of a lot of bikers are down here in Cornwall. A lot of bike nights. I don't know where they'll go, because a lot of people with Harley Davidsons as well. They must just go to a meet and then ride home. I don't know, because a lot of these lanes are not really suitable for, well, I suppose you can use Harleys and stuff on these lanes like any other bike, but it's quite difficult down these narrow lanes. I wouldn't want too big a heavier bike, to be honest with you. Perhaps I'm just jealous, I don't know, perhaps I'm being jealous. I can't afford one. Not that I like Harley Davidsons, I'm not a fan. I wouldn't want an antique one or something like that, and I admire the look of some of them, but they're not my sort of thing. The big cruiser bikes are not my cup of tea, to be honest. I like the old retro British style of bikes. I like adventure motorcycles. I like sports bikes. I used to have sports bikes, but my days of riding sports bikes are sort of pretty much over now. Is that Triumph? Got that wrong, didn't I? It's a Bandit. So this cafe, I think, is down here on the right hand side somewhere. We go. Anyway, just a little ride out this morning, a little natter, some nice Land Rovers and old Volkswagen camper there. Hope everybody's keeping well, keeping safe and all that good stuff. Getting out when you can, riding the bikes and stuff. So thanks again. I'm going to do a bit of paddle boarding over the next day or two. So I might do a video on my paddle board. So I'll speak to everybody soon. Take care for now. Catch you later. Bye for now.